And Neil's the one that always says that. I want to see Mafia make big plays.
So what can we add?
Neil would never make this play.
I
can
feel
add
like the
Hypno
setup's
if you
good.
want. No, Hypno's
Yeah,
too strong, I think. That's essentially...
Like, if we were going to add something to town, it would be like something kind of weak town favored role.
Bodyguard.
I don't know what that.
Weak town.
Bodyguard pick someone at night.
I think it's already town favored in the fact that you only have to kill one bodyguard to reduce KP.
Yeah.
It's already town favored, I think.
I mean, we could go like 4 and throw in a medic, but that's just like
one of the
for a long game.
A veteran.
All right, let's do this shit. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. I'm going to sleep because it's time for town.
You heard the man. Let's do it.
Time for town.
Sleep. I'm rolling for rolls via a random number generator on a TI-83 calculator. Because I'm technologically savvy.
RNG.basic.
What's that?
Does anybody else remember writing Kramer 3 as a function on their calculator?
No.
Yeah, Kramer's rule for a fucking 3x3 matrix, right?
Go home, Unctious. You're drunk.
I feel like I should remember this, given the linear algebra that I had to take. Can you remind me what you use the the Kramer's rule for? Is it for inverting or what?
Determinant, right?
Oh, you don't need to remember that. That's just like a standard equation. Like,
I'm so smart. My name is Jason Kimball.
Dr. Jason Kimball.
You're not a doctor yet, please.
Not yet.
Is that Dr. Jason Kimball the fourth?
ABD.
TBD.
Unctious is mad because he got called out.
All right, rolls are out.
Okay, I go to sleep.
We already are asleep.
You woke up. I think you had to do something.
I can't believe we never went over this in any of my classes.
It's simple. You don't turn on your microphone, and you shut up until I tell everyone to wake up. People have also gone to the bathroom, so we are waiting on some of them. $388, the setup is 3 Mafia with 2 KP until there are 2 Mafia or less. There's 1 Cop and 1 Vigilante. So no Medic, no Hypnotoad. My chair has a testicle massager, so I never stop smiling. I'm neither going to confirm nor deny that. Okay, looks like the town is ready to wake up. And during the night, Mafia were browsing around the internet and they found this site. It's called When Did Town Throw Last at Tumblr. They saw a name on there that kind of cropped up a lot, and the name was Storzerg, and they said, fuck that, we ain't dealing with that guy. So Storzerg was found dead. And then later on, the Mafia also said, wow, this Phil guy, he sucks at modding. We need someone else. I wish we could have our old mod back. So they killed Neil.
Pointed.
Shots fired.
Pointed.
Mid talk.
That was a bad
donation.
Be a hard ass mod. If you guys don't kill someone soon, I will get antsy.
All right, formal TJ then.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Wait, who just did that?
Welcome to the
Formal
town
TJ.
like
I always
man
formal
knows the
TJ.
place.
Mitty?
I always go hard at TJ. You
First of all,
serious?
Mitty, I don't know you. Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Mitty. I'm Mittens.
Yeah, and tell
That
me
doesn't
about
say anything. What?
your
like,
Mafia play.
Okay, I'm Australian. I'm just an
I
average
don't want to
guy.
know. I don't want to know how many.
Oh.
I would say that Mitty and Kiwi can't be one Mafia in one town, because they would have killed the other for sure.
So
We have to hate each other. It's just,
I don't
experience
care like
play.
about how many dogs you have. I want to know about like your Mafia experience. Do you play
They're
on
called
Mondays?
dingoes.
for like 3 weeks. I play a lot of like Code B or the Mob. We call it the Mob. I play a lot of games with that. I played 2 weeks of Code A when it's been on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about your playstyle. How do you? What differs your Mafia play from your town play?
There is no formal on
difference.
TJ because it was not seconded.
There is no difference. I'm just strong at the start always and being hyper
No.
aggressive.
No, his
Yeah,
Mafia,
no,
his Mafia play.
My
is
Mafia
insane.
player more reserved. Okay, my Mafia player more reserved, but
You
my
gotta get
town
shit.
play.
It's horrible. It's obvious.
I'm just good all the time. You know,
Eventually-
that's just me. I'm just.
If he is Mafia, eventually
Perfect.
he will most likely crumble under the pressure if he's
So
found.
you've said
Can
two
you-
conflicting
can you promote
things.
him there?
You've said when I'm Mafia, I'm quieter, and you said I always go hard on TJ. Those
Yeah, I
conflict
always
each
do.
other.
No, I
So-
just always go hard on TJ.
Okay, so even when
TJ
you're Mafia,
confirm?
you go hard on TJ.
TJ confirm.
I mean, not necessarily like always. Like I feel
Sometimes
like
it goes soft
I
on
feel
you.
like there's a better chance that Mitty is. I feel like there's a better chance that
I've
Mitty
heard
is
that's a
Mafia.
common problem with Australians.
That was good. That was
Is he fucking around or what? Like I don't understand.
I'm sorry, I'm just not sending a sheep over to you, buddy.
Oh my god. We got like.
No, that's love. I love you, Kiwi. But I gotta get this thing in there.
I didn't hear what happened. I wish
I
I
don't
had.
get
It
it.
sounds funny.
He
hear the
said,
joke.
I said he's a sheepshagger, pretty much.
no, that's not what we're laughing. We're laughing at. He said he always goes hard on TJ, and I said TJ confirm, and TJ's like not always, and Jason goes sometimes he goes soft on you.
Oh, double entendre. That's a
Yes.
So right now we're walking around in
There you go.
circles.
So
I mean,
smooth.
But I mean,
One.
there's a chance, obviously, that he could be Mafia because he does do it sometimes, and he could be like, but generally his play as Town is like pretty like overly aggressive, like stupidly aggressive. But we'll see.
Honestly, I'm really confused right now because
People are so
nobody came out in the first 5 seconds and said they were a cop and accused me of being Mafia. So I don't know what to do as a townsperson.
It's
I feel like I
true.
have to have somebody tell me that they're a cop in the first 5 seconds
Well, you
of the
can
game,
confess.
or I can't
You can
believe
also
anybody.
confess. I mean,
All right,
we don't
I'm
have a
cop,
rule
and, I'm
explicitly.
cop, and Carlton is Mafia. No, but not really. Not really.
Yeah, I'm cop too. Also, Carlton's still Mafia. No, wait.
I'm cop and I check myself and I'm town.
Hello. Are you sure?
just for
You're not Godfather, Carlton?
just for
I could
safety's
definitely-
sake. You never
I could
know.
definitely see Carlton killing Neil after that game.
I could see
I could
two
see
people. I
Unctuous
actually
going
wrote down
Well,
Unctuous
actually, yeah,
and Kiwi
Unctuous
on my
and
5
me.
seconds
Yeah.
read.
I wouldn't kill Neil.
Here's the thing about
I
that.
absolutely would have.
Well,
I
you would
Actually,
kill Soren.
I wouldn't say Anxious killed Neil, but he'd definitely kill Star.
So Carlton
dude.
and Neil, there's Neil claims that he did not incite any of the Mafia kills, and therefore he didn't go for Carlton. So I feel like myself or ML, would be his target if it was a revenge kill. I'm not saying he's not Mafia. I'm just saying.
Okay. No, cool. I like that. I like that point.
I
You
understand.
can also look that there were 2 players.
I also don't
in
do
the
revenge
game.
kills.
No, I have mad respect for what happened last game, but I have it's not that. Well, I guess it's not that I have respect for Neil so much as I have disrespect for all the quiet towns that didn't say shit and then just followed. But
Yeah,
Storm
I called
such
out
as
Neil
last
had to have
game.
been a revenge kill though.
I called out Neil last game.
I mean, not
Gary,
necessarily,
what are the
but
numbers?
like
So-
Store,
Not really.
so Store lived the entire like first game.
Oh, let's
And then
get
he
real
lived
here. If
into
you're
the entire
Mafia,
second
you'll
game.
leave him in
Unctuous.
because he'll let you win apparently.
So, Unctuous, what you were just saying is that you're pretty bitter about it, then, right?
I'm bitter about the quiet towns, and neither Store nor Koibu were quiet towns.
Okay.
I don't think. I just want to say, I don't think you're going anywhere with this.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Okay.
Like, you should just keep
So,
going with something
This
more
might spark
productive.
conversation. My 5-second read is that Gary looked a lot more engaged and smiley than he usually does.
I'd be okay with
And
voting off
it
Gary.
feels a little scummy. That was my
Okay.
5-second read.
Right, being more engaged is going.
Yes.
No, being different than you usually are. if
But
you
you're
were
usually
town.
town.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't,
what are the numbers on you being Mafia?
Numbers on me being Mafia? 0%.
I don't know. I think the other way, right? Like when I'm playing and like by the third game or the second game, if I had a shitty game and people called me out, I try to improve. Like maybe it's the other way around. Maybe he felt like people are like saying bad things, like he was too quiet and did bad plays. Like
I think Gary had a
too quiet, just
standard
follow
Gary
up.
game last game.
Yeah, that's not a good thing though.
Wow. Well, I'm not saying all that.
Shots wide, holy shit.
Gary can be aggressive. He was pretty quiet last game. There were a lot of other dynamic personalities going on. Gary can play a loud town.
This is the best thing I've ever seen.
What is this? Oh my god. No.
All right, no, but seriously this game. Okay.
All right, let's get focused,
I
guys.
gotta
We've
get
been
focused.
joking
I
around
need
a
to focus.
fuckload.
All right, I'm maximizing the window. I'm maximizing the window.
Maximizing the window.
I would like to hear a couple of words, just a little bit from Andy.
Sure. I mean, I
Only a
pushed.
couple.
Okay. I pushed a little bit at Carlton and Unctuous, trying to find out about the night 0 deaths, which I think is more than most people have done so far. And I honestly kind of didn't like that you mentioned me earlier for saying that. I don't think it's bad to talk about night 0 kills, especially when everybody's just joking around. That's about all I gotta say right now. What's that?
I didn't mention it. I just said we should people
Well, yeah, we
talking
should, we
about.
should move on, but nobody even really weighed in on
Yeah,
it.
because we're not talking about that. We're talking about last game and how last game was and how why Unctuous was sad and all that. So,
I was still
that's
trying
not
to
useful.
lead- I was trying to lead in that direction.
Sure, if you want to talk about the deaths, that's useful, but like talking about last game and how last game went. That's not useful. We can't talk about that first.
I thought Andy was going out trying to pull reads people.
You're breaking up really bad.
I can't hear.
Am I good now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got family using the internet. I thought Andy was more going out there to get reads off people and see what he could pick up information-wise.
So, TJ looks really nervous.
No, I think Daniel hasn't said much this game at all. I was going to say the same thing about you. But anyway, I feel okay on Andy. Like, I think that Andy is coming out aggressive, which is like pretty standard for him, in my opinion, and with my experience with him. I wouldn't want to lynch him today.
Wait, who's Andy? Sorry, I don't know.
High and mighty. Okay. And I don't have as strong of reads this game as I had the first game. I feel like something is a little off with Kiwi. That's just more of a gut read. And yeah, that's probably it.
So
you seem less comfortable than you did last game.
Yeah, I was about to say, when he gets pressured, because he wasn't pressured at all last game, really. When he gets pressured, does he get like this?
Yes, as Mafia. Yes.
Yeah, he has a pretty bad tell as Mafia.
He did the whole thing where he like did the scratch behind the head, and that's like really, I'm unsure.
Kimball, how often do you play with the?
And now I'm just
like
doing
it.
Just on Saturday. But
So
we
just
were
this past
Mafia
Saturday.
together on Saturday.
Yeah, so I guess you can say this game whether my Mafia play is
But I'm feeding off of what
consistent.
people said last game about his character. Or I'm regurgitating what they said last game.
No, he's coming off a bit suspicious, but I'd have to look more into it as the day goes on against TJ.
Yeah, I mean, I found it kind of odd that Daniel picked me, like maybe just because he's more familiar with me than anyone else, but he hasn't really given anything else to the town today. So that'd probably be my other read right now.
I think it was just trying to like maybe joke off a little bit in the beginning, just have some fun. I don't know. I don't think like since game starts, someone says, "Okay, I promote you." Like, of course, it wasn't mean serious. It's just making a joke. I would say.
No, it wasn't serious.
Yeah, like that threw me off a little bit.
I've been known
I
to second
just
that
pressure him.
formal sometimes, if I'm being honest.
I'm not really. I wasn't really reading him off that first initial like what Midi did to TJ. Like after that, I was watching him, and he just looked really nervous. And like it's I don't know, like he does like this, like what he's doing right now, like this kind of like nervous like smile smirk thing. Like
I don't know. I just don't like being called out.
He looks like he can't hold it in.
Why don't you like being called out?
I'm getting a super big Mafia vibe from him. I think we kill
Hey,
him.
TJ,
I think it's obvious
TJ,
kill.
look into the camera and tell me that you're down.
Okay, I'm on a laptop.
Which is us, please.
All right, all right.
TJ.
Now say. I don't know, tasteless.
Honestly, I actually am town this game. Like I'll try to like if you can like look past like the beginning of my play, like I can see how you might think that I came off scummy this game. I actually am town, so if you give me a little bit of time, I'll try to contribute more, and hopefully you can. I'll give you more of a chance to get a better read on me. I mean, I don't want to get formaled and die this fast when I'm town because I feel like that would be like extremely bad.
No one's seconded the formal.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of pressure on me right now. So if you give me a little bit more chance, I'll put more out there, and I'll give you a better opportunity to read me.
So what do you think, Yui?
I haven't played with TJ before. I just saw him. I mean, a few people were throwing around the thing. I'm happy with, since Storzerg's dead, we don't have a person to kind of go hard and put controversial votes out there to get information.
That's not true. We have Tim. Give him 10 minutes.
Look
Take care of this.
Tim's like...
Tim, wake up, Tim.
Tim's not going to do shit.
Tim, wake up. 10 minutes.
Sleeping,
10 minutes.
man.
I'm okay with putting out votes to see what happens soon. Not right now. Maybe in like 5 minutes. Just I want to hear more of the typical Wednesday people talk.
I want to
such
hear
as
Alan. He's just looking all emo up there.
What else isn't fucking new?
I've played like 4 minutes of Mafia today. I think.
Just the thing, like, I want to hear a bit from the Wednesday guys a bit before and then we should get the ball rolling and see if we can get some info from votes, I think. Oh, and if we can try and let people dig their own graves, like, so like everyone's let me just speak and not interrupt me. So that we should let people do that. If they say something fucked up.
Oh, that reminds me, Kiwi. I think that
if they say something fucked up and you're just like, no, that's stupid. Why would you say that? Then don't interrupt them and let them keep saying stupid stuff to see how deep the rabbit hole goes. That's my opinion.
Now, a lot of times when you let people talk, they realize the mistake that they made, and then they like go, "Oh man, that's not what I meant," and they are able to make up for it. At least that's how I generally play. At least that's how I try to play. So I don't know, man.
But they still make the mistake.
Did you just cut me off, Carlton? What did Kiwi just say?
Alan,
Just to make sure, we definitely.
I
have
really
a
like that
Mafia.
sentiment that Kiwi said, though.
Yep.
Well, it's like it's good for a while, but it like I feel like I learn more from people talking over each other, and like the connections between people become a lot more obvious. Like it's easier to make a mistake than it is to mistake connections between people. Does that make sense? So
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Sorry, I'm interrupting. Go ahead. Keep going.
No, I want you to, please.
Okay. So last game, I made that list, and like I just had people on the wrong sides, and I was floundering. And Town kind of like helped me back into my defense, which is kind of like going along with what Kiwi's saying. Just let them keep going. If they're making a mistake, they're going to keep fucking up. And
But
just let them
I'm
do it.
not sure you can like.
catch it themselves though. It's different to see how they react, how they try and backpedal, versus if you call them on it and you force them, you sort of put them in this container, and then there's these expectations of how they might react, and it could be different things, right? And you can get reads off that. But if you leave them alone and watch them kind of squirm as they realize they made a mistake, the container is bigger, and I think you can get different types of reads off of that.
I'm not sure that I have as much faith in like fellow Town as you guys do. Like honestly, Town ends up getting talked out of good lynches more than they talk themselves into continuing with their lynches. So like for that reason, like it doesn't make sense, because when people start listening to each other like too much, and as opposed to like the relationships between people talking over each other, that's when shit starts getting like really bad.
So I heard somebody mention Alan was being quiet, and then we kind of got off that. I'd like to go to Alan.
Okay. I have just 2 reads right now. At first I focused on the new people, and it was kind of weird to me how 2 of them went on TJ like pretty much like a minute or 2 into the game. So that makes me think like if one of them is Mafia, then they're probably not busting each other because it's too early, and that would make me think he's Town. Secondly, I don't like how when Ryan was talking about Gary, I think you said that he's playing differently than his normal, right?
This is my 5-second read.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, he doesn't play like this. Like, there's an okay chance he's Mafia and so. And then Tim like immediately jumped on that. He's like, yeah, I kind of want to kill Gary, like pretty much like straight away. I don't like that.
Okay. Can I just question one of the things you said?
Yeah.
So if several of the new people are being aggressive towards TJ, you say that means that they're probably not all Mafia, because they wouldn't be busting hard. But if TJ's Mafia and they're being aggressive towards him, that doesn't mean that TJ's not Mafia.
Right, but I think Midi was like kind of jokingly like,
right. Yeah, that was
so
just
I wouldn't say that was a thing, but Daniel like kind of also accused him. So if I had to choose, then I would pick between those 2 because they're already like suspecting each other.
Huh. I do remember when Ryan was talking about Gary. I remember Jason defending him, and then I remember Tim jumping on the TJ thing.
No, I think he said Gary, right?
No, I did both. I mean, TJ is my like actually the strongest guy. Like I would pull the trigger on, just because I mean, his defense was just so shaky, and like he couldn't even stare straight into a cam. As funny as
I don't think he's uttered those words we asked yet.
No, I did. I said I did. I said that I'm Town.
in either case, it doesn't really matter what you say, but like the entire thing that you did was like, well, that's just like negative 10 points for you, and there's really no way you can win that back unless you're cop and you check like a Mafia tonight, or like 2 Mafias.
2 Mafias?
Yeah. No, I mean, you checked the Mafia last night, you check it tonight, you wake up and tell both, and they're actually Mafia. I mean, I think that was a pretty bad slip up. Like I've been in a game with you when you were town, and you were pressured a bit, and you were a bit more calm and collected that time. Not as hard now, but I kind of expected more out of your defense there. Gary's just quiet. I would kill Gary any day of the week.
I want to say that when Kimball defended me and said like, "Oh, Gary can make like aggressive plays sometimes," I tend to see Mafia people do that when they just talk about me. Like, I mean, Neil did it last game, and then Kimball's doing it this game where he goes, "Oh, Gary can play like this." It's like that they want to, just keep me around and put me on their side for some reason.
Am I wrong?
Huh?
Am I wrong?
No, not always. I mean, in this specific case, I don't. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I played aggressive, but I mean, unless I was screwing around. But
you're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
That just read a little weird to me. That you would say that even after like what everyone else has been already saying. Like I mean, I'm grateful for you trying to defend me, but
you're not always quiet. You don't always just play the Allen role. Like I've seen you play the other side. You're not super Storzerg aggressive, but
you're saying there's a middle ground to him.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really add much more to that, but that's just my really quick read.
Anything else about the game, Gary? That you have to say?
Unfortunately, I didn't really catch onto the TJ thing until it was slightly too late. I admit I wasn't I didn't have my full attention. So on that, I can't really comment. What Alan said about Tim kind of makes sense. Tim wouldn't really just say that right away. Like, let's just kill Gary. So that does, I do agree with Alan on that point. Really quick town reads I have is Ryan and Kiwi. But other than that, and the slight light bulb in my head that went off with Kimball, that was pretty much my reads for so far.
Quick question: what did have your attention when TJ was like being pressured?
Oh, I was just trying to get into the game and look at everything. I mean, it was just just setting my focus. I wasn't focused yet at that point yet.
Carlton, give me all the things. Go ahead.
Initially, like my 5-second reads, my Ryan reads were just like looking at Unctious and Kiwi. Not that I felt you were instantly suspicious, but you were two people I wanted to keep an eye on just because of the kills. Like I do think those were two pretty major kills. If you look back at last game, and it wasn't me, so I had to look at who I thought might have done it. So we have Ryan talking about Gary, then we have the interaction with Jason with an eye defended him. Tim jumped on him. Kimball's defending him. So that right there is like a pretty good. That's a lot of people that you can kind of get an idea on there. It's like a big circle of people that you can kind of separate out. The TJ thing, I didn't like his defense. I felt like I've heard it before. Last time not today, but like the other day we were playing. I don't know that it necessarily means that he's Mafia right now, but he's somebody I have my eye on. Alan, I don't know. It's Alan.
I think we're really confused now, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a formal on TJ.
I'll second it.
Second. Oh, okay.
TJ, you have been formaled.
Okay, so I mean, I'm town. Also, I understand that when there was initial pressure pushed on me, my defense was pretty shitty. However, it was just. I mean, I'm not sure how to explain it. Like honestly, I feel like I'm backed into a corner, and I'm trying to climb out at this point. Like I haven't offered enough to this game where I feel like I can even give a formal defense. Like based on what I have said so far, I gave my reads, and at least one on Kiwi was original content that no one has stated. Like I'm looking at him. I'm still a little on the fence with him, but that was just an initial gut read on him. Like I said, I'm still reading Daniel as scummy. Like he's probably the player in this game, other than Andy and Kiwi, that I have the most experience with. and he was my initial read. Like there was a little banter back and forth. There was early pressure put on me, which caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting it in this game, which also like threw me off. And like I'm sorry that I was smiling like when I was getting pressured. I mean, that's just me. Honestly, like if you wanna ask me questions, I'll do my best to answer. I'm town this game. I really hope you don't lynch me because I want to try to reduce KP today, and I want to do good things for the town.
Yeah, I have a question for you. You said in 10 minutes should be able to give a better defense and give better reads. What are your better reads now? Other than Daniel.
Honestly, I really don't have as much reads this game as I did the last game. Like I stand by my reads on Daniel and Kiwi, and I really don't like the things that Gary has said. Like and that's an easy one because a lot of people have jumped on it. But based on what I've heard from him, he's said enough that I was able to get a read on him, and I haven't really liked the things that he said. Like everything else, like obviously I would be cool with lynching Alan. Like people that don't say enough to give me a read, I tend to like to kill the first day just because it's like a wild card in my opinion. You have literally nothing to go on, which is why like I went on Keith last game as well, if you'll remember, because I felt like he hadn't spoken much. So that's something that I like to do. I feel like town reads, like I said, I feel good on Andy this game. I feel better on Carlton this game than I did the last game. I felt like I had a real strong read on him last game, and I feel better on him. But other than that, I don't have a whole lot.
Ryan?
I want to say that last game TJ had to defend himself a little bit at the beginning, and he really impressed me. I had never seen him play before, and I was like, man, this guy's giving me probably the strongest town vibe in the whole game, and I didn't realize that there were people from Code that spoke that well. And then he talked this game and was kind of stuttering, and during this defense, he mentioned feeling like he's been backed into a corner, and that's just not something that I see a town player saying.
No, but I do feel that way. Like if you think about what Tim said to me, like his statement was based on what you've said so far this game, that I've knocked you down 10 points and there's no way that you can recover from it unless you're the cop and you got 2 Mafia checks. Like that's how I feel, is that I've been backed into a corner and there's just all this pressure on me and I haven't been given a good enough opportunity to put my reads out there so that you guys can read me as town this game. I mean that's just how I feel.
Do you feel the pressure is justified though?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I agree. My defense was kind of shitty when I was first pinged. It probably is justified. Like based on the what I've given, which hasn't been a whole lot. But like I said, if I think that if we keep going, I'll be able to give you more, and you'll be able to get a better read on me.
You just said that the last time we pressured you 10 minutes ago. You said if you keep going, if you like guys let go of me, I'll be able to improve my play and show you guys that I'm down. And between 10 minutes we push between people here and there. Everyone was asking other people's questions. Carlton was talking about Gary, Unch was asking Carlton, Dean was talking about someone, like Jason was talking with Gary. So like in all between those interactions, like you didn't do anything. You stayed quiet the whole 10 minutes. You didn't do what you said you would do. You didn't improve your play.
Right. Well, honestly, like I've liked a lot of the things that everyone said. Like I liked a lot of the things that Unctious said. Like
I'm surprised it's still there.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I liked a lot of the things that Unctious said. Like I thought that he made a lot of really good points. I had played with Unctious in the past one game, and his play this game is much different than what I observed him doing the last game. Like when he said, I don't trust my fellow town enough, like that, like, and then he gave his reasons why he thinks that like cutting people off is able to give a better read. I really like that. But when Kimball or when Kiwi spoke as well, I like that as well. Kimball, I feel like Kimball hasn't said as much this game as the last game that I played with him. So I haven't been able to get as good of a read on him. And I feel like Ryan is someone who's really hard for me to read. So based on all those interactions, I wasn't able to like garner a whole lot from what they said, other than like basic like reads where they might be leaning one way a little bit more than they're leaning another way.
So I have a quick question. Was I correct? Well, am I correct in saying that earlier you said you had a somewhat scummy read on me?
Yeah, that's correct.
And you just said you liked what I said when I spoke up about letting people speak.
I said that my read on you, Scummy, that was before that you spoke up. I still and I really did like some of the things that you said, and that's helped me readjust my read. Like I said, my read on you, it was way in the beginning of the game. I said it was a gut read, and you've spoke and I like what you said. It's helped me readjust. I put you more on the fence now. But you're still leaning Mafia to me, but that's just because that was my gut read on you. However, I like the things that you said.
Right, so let's see if I can describe this accurately. I like a lot of the things that you're saying. I'm okay with it, but I'm watching the way that you're saying it, and like you're breathing very shallowly in your chest. You're dropping the ends of words, and like you're like breathing audibly, and it keeps changing. Like you start talking and it's really short, and then you kind of get comfortable and it softens up and you feel a little bit more natural. But this anxiety, it keeps being there, and I can't get over it. And it's not that you're nervous the whole time. It's like there are times where you're like grasping for things and grasping for air at the same time, and then there are times where you seem a little bit more in your game.
And that's because I feel like I'm about to die.
Yeah, I know. This is just a game, though. Like, I don't know. You seem way too edgy to.
I don't like that, saying that this is just a game. Like, have you seen the amount of adrenaline that's pumped through anybody in this game right now?
I don't like the just a game either. I'm very serious about this.
I don't want him to die on
this is real light.
Game.
Kimball, were you the one saying last game that you were shaking? I mean, I said I was, but like.
No, that was Neil.
Let's keep it on TJ. Has anyone?
Yeah, I got.
I mean, I think this defense has gone on for so long. I'd like to push to a vote just to see. So.
My friend Dan says
one question real quick.
This shit is like the study of the human condition.
I mean, I'll say one more thing.
Okay.
Like the people who know me the best in this game would be Andy, Daniel, and Mitty, and none of them have spoken up. So I don't know if they have reads on me. But I think that they.
I'm going to say something, and I would like to hear from the new people, because I've only had limited interaction with TJ. But based on what I've seen, usually he doesn't talk that much. But when he does, it's fairly like meaningful. Like there's usually some kind of substance to it, but right now when he's defending himself, it seems like he's pausing a lot. There's a lot of there's a lot of stuttering, and he's not even giving us anything meaningful at all. Like he was trying to grasp onto things, like, oh, I would kill Gary, like because other people kill Gary, or I'd kill Alan because he's usually suspicious. Like it didn't seem like he was giving us anything. So if you guys could help me out by telling me like how he usually plays, like how he defends himself, like is this consistent with Town or Mafia? Like,
well, like the content of what he said, I actually liked because I kind of agreed with him about certain things he said. One of those being lynching you, Alan. Honestly, at that point in time. Also, I would say in his demeanor, he seems a lot more stressed than he normally would. And that's really all I'm about to weigh in on it because I don't like to cast my vote before the vote actually happens.
I want to ask Daniel and Mitty, you guys kind of casted some doubt on TJ early. Have your opinions changed since he gave that kind of long defense?
Yes. I'll say this. TJ as Mafia, okay, so like we put pressure on him and then like it sat for a while and then we like formal them and like he just gave this defense like so as Mafia he gets more worked up and he gets like more agitated. Like so obviously like during a Codas game like us new players like we're probably going to be a little bit more nervous and like I don't know, more agitated, but really like comparing this to like his defenses as Mafia, I liked it more now. Like for him being Town and him kind of calling me out like as Mafia was something that made me like him more as Town because like I'm the person like that can sink him pretty much like in like out of like me, Andy, and like Mitty, like I could like drive this like home and like get him lynched if I really pushed for it. So like him calling me out there, like it's kind of counterintuitive if he's Mafia because he's got like sealing his like death sentence. So maybe he's like playing me, but like now
actually,
I like him more.
That's actually a pretty good point because if you wanted to at this point and you had the read, you would bury him. So I don't think that he would naturally go against you if he was Mafia. And that makes sense.
I want to hear from Mitty because I asked both of them.
Yeah, it's cool. The early pressure we put on him was really quick, and I think he got a little bit caught off guard by it. I think he's had a bit more time to settle, relax, actually get himself into the game more, and therefore his defense is he's obviously speaking a lot better, and I still think he's a bit nervous. What about? I'm not sure. I'm happy with him at the moment, but I would not be afraid to push this to a vote for information.
If you reveal that this is a vote for information, then information goes to shit.
Of the vote for information.
So let me just. I didn't get what I wanted out of saying this last time. He's genuinely nervous, like that. I can tell that he's trembling, he's terrified, and I can't tell if that's because he's backed into a wall town or because he's worried about being turned out as Mafia. He seems almost too terrified for it to just be Mafia.
Dude, I think you're making him out to be more terrified than he is. He seems kind of natural at this point. This is not that different of a TJ than we were seeing last game. I don't think, at least not as much as you were making it out to be.
And sort of to add on to that, TJ is a person, he hates getting lynched in as town or as Mafia. He hates it with a passion. This is something that drives him nuts. Even more so than I would say if you had a bell curve, he would be way on the end, the extremes. He despises it. So that's something you can weigh into your decision here.
The thing that has influenced me the most is that it seemed like he handled pressure just fine last game, and then Mitty, who's somebody that he's comfortable with, put some pressure on him just at the beginning when we're throwing pressure on everyone, and not even when it's super serious, and feels like he's cracking in game 2. I don't understand.
It wasn't the pressure from Mitty that when I cracked. It was actually pressure from Daniel and
from Kiwi,
among others.
No, not Kiwi.
But that's another person that you're comfortable with, right?
I think what everything that I've heard so far is that Daniel has TJ by the balls because Daniel can read him super easy. If someone who can read you super easy is calling you out, I think in general you might be a little bit worried about that.
I'd like to push my formal to a vote because I feel like we've gone on long enough. He's had enough time for this, so let's see what happens.
So anyway, as I was saying, I think there's something that's worth talking about, being it makes sense to have been nervous about somebody that can read you in a group of people, put pressuring on you, especially when that person who can read you might call you out as Mafia. If a person that can read you might be Mafia, you don't want them to be well, I am the expert on this person and I know that they're Mafia right now. That's a scary situation to be in, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. So I said, it wasn't Mitty's pressure that made me crack. It was Daniel's. So.
All right, Daniel has gone on for.
Here's the thing, I'm formaling you because I don't like your haircut and you can't defend that, so let's do this.
Okay, we are voting on TJ. So if you want to vote, please put your hand above the camera. We are voting in 3, 2, 1. Votes, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. TJ, you are still alive.
Alan's frozen, by the way.
Good.
Oh.
Unctuous.
Hold on.
You can notice the difference.
Whoa, guys.
He's been caught in a rare smile.
He's typing in Skype.
Carlton, did you write down the votes?
I'm writing down right now.
I'm trying to get them. Can everybody who voted yes put their hand back up?
Please
we might have to revote because I don't know if Alan was frozen before or not.
Would that make any difference, though?
It would make a difference.
Unctuous.
What
Tim.
happened?
So Alan.
All right, guys. So I'll say this now: if Alan votes and it goes over, you need to look at the people who voted because it's obviously split, and I'm town, so there's gonna be a lot of.
You don't get to do that.
Shut up.
Kimball.
Alan, we voted on TJ. Did you vote?
I didn't vote.
You didn't vote?
Okay, so it's fine.
Okay.
Hold on. So Unctuous, Tim, Kimball, High and Mighty. Who else?
I voted.
Carlton, and me. Okay, got it.
So, Unctuous, you were saying you could understand him being so upset, and you're still voting for him.
For sure, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's an easy. This is easy.
Okay, can I ask
No,
a question?
I'm a person who in pretty much all the games that you've seen me play, especially actually in the Code A games that we've been playing recently, or the Code B, whatever, the fucking not streamed shit. I've always been a person who says I am willing to explain things from like the devil's advocate point of view because I think it can be good for town. And even though you're pointing out things to town, doesn't necessarily mean that you're defending the person like to the death. You're not casting your vote by defending a person. Okay. And honestly, if that was the case, then every time anybody defends anybody, that's somebody saying how they're going to vote in the actual vote, and we're against that. So what you're saying is, you shouldn't defend anybody ever again if you're not, if you want to get information from a vote, and I don't believe in that. So what I'm saying
I
is,
can't do that. That's why I'm asking you a question this time as this specific instance because I was curious about it.
okay, yeah, no. Do I think that he is for sure Mafia? No. Do I think he's a fine Lynch? Yeah.
A formal
I don't think you should second that. I think I've got a really strong town read on Unctuous, like just based on what he said this game and then what he just said there. Like, I don't know how you can read that as Mafia.
Who threw out the formal?
I threw out the formal.
Kiwi did.
And okay, TJ, I'm going to tell you a little thing about Code S Mafia. Just because you formal someone doesn't mean you necessarily think they're Mafia. I said it at the start of the day that we don't have a store zerg to throw out formals to get information from votes. One of you guys already fucked it up by talking about, this is an information vote. So bear in mind that there might be more to a formal necessarily than saying that they're Mafia.
That condescension, though.
Okay, but like bear in mind, like I'm not like terrible at this game, so you don't need to condescend to me.
Don't condescend to me, bro. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, formaling someone doesn't necessarily mean they're Mafia in my eyes.
There is no formal on Unctuous because it was not seconded.
I don't know. I just want to say, like, from my point of view, I think it's important to justify the votes because I think it was important. People that voted and people that didn't vote. I just didn't vote for the guy because I don't know him very well. I don't know his play, and based on what I saw, I didn't like. If Ryan hadn't asked the new guys, what they thought about it, I would probably vote because I was in the same boat as Anchus. Like, not sure if it's Mafia, but good Lynch, I would be okay with it because I'm not sure either way. But after what they said, and I don't think they're all the Mafia together. So based on what they said, I got the idea that they all reading pretty down on him. So on someone that, like, based on that information, I got to read that he's down as well. Because I don't think they're all Mafia. So I don't think it's worth to lynch a person that you have a town read on it. If you don't have any read, it's okay. Like, other people, I'll be okay with lynching. Like,
see, I kind of disagreed with that.
I want to hear who real quick before you interrupt, Jason. He was about to say who would he be okay with lynching.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, thank you. I'll be okay with lynching right now. People that I don't have any weight about, like any town reads at all, it would be Alan, people like Alan, people like Gary, people like I would say QE. The only thing that I have on QE was I liked the way he was talking early game. That I think it was good information for town, but other than that, I don't have anything on him. And Andy Mighty, just because what he said, he didn't say much, but he did say a little bit, and I got the impression that he was defending the guy, and then he voted for him.
Well, actually, I said that he seemed a little bit stressed, and there was another thing too that he did. Was that he said that I felt like town to him, and usually when we play and like he's town, he won't ping me as town till like day 2 or day 3 when I continue playing like whatever way that I'm playing at the time. So I thought that was kind of unusual for his play, and that kind of prompted me to vote. I thought it was more standard of his Mafia play to try to put me kind of like in his pocket day 1, as opposed to going against me. So that was just what prompted me to vote.
I think we need to pull the trigger on someone because
Right, I formal Tim.
All right. If
Anyone?
you're killing me,
I'll second it to hear.
Okay.
Tim, you have been formal.
if you kill me, you kill townsperson. I did the only productive thing today. I was going to.
What was that?
I formal TJ and pushed the vote through. Anyone wanted?
I'm going to make my accusation now, I guess.
Okay.
It felt like you were latching on to Ryan when he was talking about Gary, and then Kimball kind of defended him, and then no one else really talked about it, so we kind of let it go. And then when people were starting to go back on TJ, you kind of jumped on that.
So here's my thing: is like right now I'm really like at loss. Like I'm not taking notes at the moment. I don't think any meaningful connections are coming out here. Out of Daniel, Andy, and Mitty, if they are friends with TJ, it doesn't really matter at this point because they're not making any meaningful connections, and neither is anyone else. And that's playing it smart. So right now I'm going off just like body language and vibe. And for me, it's Gary or TJ, and I've given my reasons for them. And like Kiwi said, we don't have anyone pushing formals through. Like I phased out when you guys were grilling TJ, and I kind of felt bad for him. So I just wanted to push the vote through, not only for my sake, but also for his sake as well, because there was no reason he needed to be subjected to more stuff. I just wanted a vote to go through, and I was interested in the information and possibly lynching him. I would have been okay if he was died. I want to go on Gary because I feel like he's possibly the safest lynch right now.
I'm down. Oh, I can't vote. It's your fucking shit. All right, let's go.
Tim, the only thing I want to say one thing, Tim, is regardless of if you're Mafia or Town, I would really like to see you like. Yes, you have been doing things, but you also seem like you're almost falling asleep in your chair at times. I'd like to see you be more engaged during off times.
I don't like that you just said that you tuned it out. Like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, I'm just really tired today. Not
okay.
Just tired.
Yeah, you did do the formal on TJ, but I mean, it's like Alan said, you were just jumping onto it. You didn't.
I mean, who so let's go down one by one, right? Why would I formal Alan? He has nothing he's been doing. Why would I formal Ryan day one? That's silly. Maybe I would have formal Unctuous because he's playing a bit more quieter and scarier this time, but he could just be exhausted and he's a couple drinks in. Kimball's scary to formal first time in because he's Kimball. He's gonna sit there and be quiet. I am getting a bit of a scummy read, but not enough to get a formal on him or even speak up about it. Jason, I would never formal day one. Carlton, I would never formal day one. Kiwi, I've never formal in my life. I don't know Daniel. I don't know Andy. Gary, you look scummy at the most. TJ, like I said, I gave my answers, and like I actually tuned out because I gave my original accusations, and I just wanted to push it through. And Mitty, I don't know. So there you go. There's my reasons for zeroing in on those two guys. Because if I formal anyone else, it wouldn't make sense to me. It's not playing the game I'm playing.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm getting anything out of it.
You know what? If you want to push the vote through, you guys can speak with your votes.
I have one quick question. You can make it quick. You don't have to say what. Did you get any information out of the vote? If you don't want to say what it was, then you don't have to. But did you get information out of the vote?
Yeah, I did. I've made a town circle that I feel good about. That's it.
Okay, we are going to go vote on Tim Shindigs. If you are voting, please put your hands in front of your camera. We are voting in 3, 2, 1. Please vote.
Well,
1, 2. Vote does not pass.
All right. So, what happens if we sleep? Tell me. Oh wait, we need to reduce kill power. Yeah.
So I'm gonna formal Mitty.
You formal me?
Yeah, I'm gonna formal Mitty. Does anyone want a second?
I'll second that. Oh, yeah, I would.
Mitty has been formal.
Okay, so my reason for formaling you is because there's a big group of people in my bottom right-hand corner, all the newer players, and I feel that we don't have a lot of information about you guys, and I feel like you especially, I feel weird that you didn't vote. I mean, a lot of us feel that TJ was being like extremely. We've talked about that a lot, and the fact that you came out like against him, I've got this thing going in my head where like, okay, if you're both Mafia and you come out of the gate poking at him, distances you like later on in the game because obviously like no one takes you seriously when you form one right away. Okay, so that could be happening. Also, like I'm not getting anything out of that whole lower corner. Daniel's been a little bit more talkative in the TJ formal. But I don't know. I feel like maybe TJ should have passed, and maybe there's a group of Mafia just sitting over there, all kind of watching each other's backs. And Unctuous is slapping himself silly.
Did you just slap yourself?
So yeah, I'd like to hear more from you.
All right. So first off, killing me would be hard because it wouldn't reduce kill power. Just gonna put that straight out there. I have been sitting back, been trying to collect information. Of course, I have not played with a lot of you guys. Collecting information is harder and trying to get reads. I did like what TJ said in the end, especially when Daniel was PM, because TJ never pings Daniel, ever. And for him to ping Daniel means TJ's really thinking and really putting himself in the game, which made me think he's Town. Therefore, I didn't vote. Like, I know I put pressure on him earlier. I was the first person to formal him, although it wasn't second. What, the first 10 seconds of the game, as soon as we came out of sleep, I was on TJ, right? Like, that's how I play against TJ. Sometimes, like, I mix it up. I've just been trying to get reads. I can't collect that many. I think I've been pushing myself towards town. I've been trying to help town where I can or ask questions which would be helpful. Whether you guys see that or not is up to you. I don't know. What else do you want to know?
Do you have any reads right now?
Andy came out strong really early out of the gate. Right now, he's more on my scum list. And I would feel comfortable lynching Gary, but that's what everyone said. Kiwi, I'm actually feeling Kiwi towards town at the moment. He's in, like, if I had to put like 2 people on town, 2 people Mafia, Andy and Gary would be on my Mafia side, and TJ and Kiwi would be on my town side.
What's Kiwi done that puts him on your town side?
He's just interjected well. Like, I think he's not saying a lot, but what he's adding is really useful.
And that's hard to say coming from an Australian.
Don't ruin it.
I'll tend to agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, if there's nothing else to say, we are going to go to a vote.
Who are we voting on?
We are voting on.
Mitty.
We are voting.
So, does anyone else want to poke at him?
All I want to ask is you please rescind.
Well, does anyone else want to poke at you before we go?
Yeah, I'll poke Mitty.
What's up?
Oh no, I was just being an asshole. I thought that was a funny thing to say.
Okay. If nothing else said.
All right. Well, I'm going to rescind that.
Okay. Vote has been
All
rescinded.
right, so I'll say something. Like, I know you guys, like, you're leaning towards one of us 4 as the lynch today. Like during Minnie's formal, among other things, I was looking at who other possible good lynches would be. Jason hasn't said too much. I'm starting to get kind of a bad read off Jason.
Real quick,
I know, like,
who
a
are
lot
the
of times,
4? Who are the 4 you're referencing in the beginning?
Me, Andy, Mitty, and Daniel.
Okay.
Which is who is pinged out as the corner of Mafia, which I don't think is true. I know that I'm town. I can't speak for the others, but I'm getting a pretty good town read on the rest of them. Right now, if I would choose outside that, which I think would be a good idea, I think Jason with an eye would be a decent lynch. I'm not sure exactly how to read him. I've never played with him before,
Bless you.
but he seems a little suspicious to me.
Well, ask anyone else can confirm that, because I think I've been playing a good town
I
game.
actually kind of agree with TJ in this aspect. I think you've been kind of aggressive in certain situations, and maybe not like forceful, but like you've like started, I guess, maybe in what I thought to be the wrong direction against certain people. So I kind of agree with TJ's read on you.
All right, wait. Are we in a formal right now or no? No, we're not, right?
No.
Okay.
There's no
Can we just
formal,
kill? Can we just kill Gary? Can we kill Gary? He hasn't said shit. Like, he hasn't done anything. Like, I'm done with him. I'm done with Gary. I am unconvinced by him. I'm ready to go. And we've all we've been like kind of tunnel vision on this corner of Mafia, and I see them too, right? I have the corner of noobs too, but like Gary's been like super useless. I'm kind of done with it. I have pants on my head. I think it's time.
And I love playing with you guys when you're so nice to us. It's just so enriching experience.
Right in the heart.
So on
his
that,
words, not mine. Yeah, go.
So on that, I mean, I admit I haven't done much. Like, I haven't done much this entire thing. The only reads I've gotten in the very beginning is what I said about Kiwi being town and Ryan being town, and I had a quick light bulb on Jason Kimball. And like as the time went on, like I'll just go through like my entire thought process through a day, so you can get a read, see if I can convince you. But basically on the TJ vote thing, I made it to myself in my head that I wasn't going to go off what anyone said. I was because I don't know him, and I was just going to go based on what he was saying right then and there, and also people's reactions to him afterwards. So on TJ's defense, at first I got I was like, whoa, this guy really is like studying here and there. He's making these points, and then he has to think, and then he has to keep going. But what Daniel said to me, like what Daniel said to us about like that ping thing, and since he knows him, that kind of convinced me that TJ wasn't Mafia, at least like right now. Like, so with that, I kind of just like decided, okay, I'm gonna back off. I'm not gonna vote. Let's just see what happens. I don't think he's the best lynch right now, so I didn't do it. I actually think the best Lynch in this specific situation. Although I do still want to hear a couple more people speak that are typically strong roles, but they've been keeping quiet. But the best read or the best Lynch I feel so far would be Tim. But unfortunately, that hasn't, that didn't pass, so that can happen anymore. The people I wanted to hear from, but I didn't say it yet, was Carlton and Ryan Moore. Like, Ryan did say stuff in the very beginning, but Carlton hasn't said a single thing, for a long time. So I kind of wanted to hear what his thoughts are, because they're generally really useful. And I was gonna go hopefully with more information, because I don't want to just speak and just do what I did last game with, it's just what everyone else said. Actually, this game I can't even say that. I can't even say like I got what everyone else said. I only got what's so far from the TJ thing, and that's about it. So I did want to hear from Carlton.
Did you say much? What did you say? What did you say anything in that? Like, what?
In the very with the TJ thing?
No, the whole thing just now. Like, you've talked for a long time, but I'm not sure like I got anything valuable out of it. Other than that I want to hear Carlton talk.
The main points you want to hear, that you want to get out of this is, in the very beginning, my reads were keep Ryan Town, and Kimball had a slight flicker because of because of the way he defended me. If you know it, in previous games before, people that are Mafia tend to typically defend me by saying, oh, Gary can possibly make aggressive plays when I'm being passive, or sometimes saying like, oh, Gary can do this and this when I haven't been doing that game. And that has been so far 100% Mafia do that. That's just the way it is. I mean, I'm not sure if that's a trend, if that's a pattern I can go off of, but it just has been the case, a fact. And then the last thing you want to get super, I guess, like to the point, was just what I talked about with the TJ vote, about like the way I voted, the reason why I didn't vote, what I got out of the reads, what I felt like was happening. And I think that now TJ, while I initially thought that he was possibly Mafia based on just what he said, again, I didn't go off what anyone else was talking about, because I didn't want to, because I don't know him. And then based on what he said, I felt he was Mafia until Daniel defended him. And at that point I said, well, it's actually, that sounds pretty logical. And at that point I said, okay, I'm not going to vote on this guy. Let's see how other people vote. And that's it. So,
Mighty,
and I wanted to hear from Carlton also after.
Okay. What was it about Tim's defense that you didn't like, out of curiosity?
Oh, I didn't say I didn't like Tim's defense. I just didn't like his behavior this entire round.
All right, guys, this has gone on for pretty long.
Yeah, it has. Let's fucking kill some bitches. I'm formal Gary.
If
it is a really,
we're not going to kill someone, we are going to go to sleep soon.
It's a bad idea to kill me because I'm Town, and you guys.
There's currently no formal, by the way.
Gary,
I have an idea how we can end this right now.
Can we hear Carlton talk at all? I mean, because I want to hear what he says. Like,
do I not get any second whatsoever? Fuck.
I did get a second.
Someone said it. I heard.
I said it.
Great. Tim and Unctious.
Okay, Gary, you have been formal.
Well, that was my defense right there. I mean, I just said everything. I did want to hear what Carlton said, but I'm not even sure if that's allowed right now.
Gary, who's Mafia right now?
Who's Mafia? I mean, gun to my head.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
I can't even.
Really?
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't have any.
Like in your heart.
I would a gun to my head. It's Tim and Jason, I guess, but Jason Kimball, and then with Jason being slightly scummy, but nothing. I can go off 100% Mafia or closest to stick to that.
Okay.
All right.
With
let's
that,
do it.
we are going to vote on Gary.
On some of that.
You would not be reducing kill power.
We are voting on Gary. Put your hands over your camera if you want to vote. We are voting in 3, 2, 1. Please vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gary, you are dead, and we are going to sleep. Neil, I presume we are going to run commercials. Yeah, maybe he died. Oh wait, he did die. Okay.
I'm gonna run a 3-minute ad.
Okay.
And I'm sure you're all jealous that there's no fast game this time. So since Phil's not going to talk to you guys, I'll talk to you guys. How's it going, team? How's it going, guys? Don't you all wish that I was still alive to do some crazy plays and make it
Commercials are still going, I think.
and make the game move more quickly?
All right, I'm gonna go pee.
I'm gonna pee.
Now is the time to go take care of things such as bathroom, food,
Going.
or a quickie.
I just finished peeing. Clearish.
You know, to be honest, guys, I haven't. Once I died, I stopped paying attention to the game. I went off and did other stuff, and I'm only back for now to talk to you all. So how's the game been going? What happened? It looked like a long day. Looked like a really long day. Pants on head, 100% pro town. Interesting.
Okay, we out of commercial?
We are. Sorry for leaving.
Wonderful.
I'm so sorry for dying. This game's probably going to go.
So we're waiting 1 second for someone to get back from pissing.
It's going to be awful. It's going to go for so long.
Okay, I think we are all here, so we could all wake up. The town gets up and they walk out onto the square, and they find a body, and it is smothered in a gigantic bowl of popcorn. Underneath it all is the dead body of Carlton. But it wasn't more. Laying next to him was a giant stuffed kangaroo. Inside the kangaroo, they found a choked body of Mittens. Mitty are dead.
Mittens.
We may commence.
Okay.
So, like, someone should be dead right now, but they're not dead.
Who?
Okay, I'm not gonna say. Like, I guess I'll decide the day develop more. But I think someone like should have been killed last night. That's not dead right now.
Oh, you caught someone soft
Daniel.
claiming?
Daniel should have been dead.
I don't know
No, but
what.
seriously.
I don't know what he's trying to say,
Because
but
it was town. Gary was
What?
town, and they're the only two that didn't vote, so he should be dead.
No, not me. I'm not talking. Like, I'm not talking about me, even though I didn't vote.
Oh,
on
what are
him.
you talking about?
It's like, yeah, someone like kind of softed something. Maybe I'm just like reading into it too much. I don't know.
Yeah, let's just not. Let's not.
If someone softed something, then who cares? It was soft, not
Okay,
hard.
so
Yeah,
Gary,
let us know when it gets hard.
Yeah.
guys, stop flicking around for a second. I just want to say that with the Gary vote, Gary obviously being town, the two people that didn't vote were Carlton and Daniel. Carlton was killed, which means confirmed town, which also puts Daniel very close to being confirmed town for me. He's the closest thing I have to it right now.
So, I mean, what do you guys think about Jason? Like I still think that like his play yesterday, like in
Whoa.
hindsight,
Time
seems
out.
pretty suspicious.
Time out.
What play did I do? Explain
Why
to
are we
me.
not talking about the kills?
Well, I mean, we can go over the kills first. I mean, that was just something that I wanted to talk about.
Well, Carlton, I understand because he's a strong player, but why Mitty?
I have no clue.
The only one who really has a reason to kill Mitty is literally Kiwi.
Oh.
I really
You don't
can't
like
think
the
of any
Australian?
other reason why you would kill him.
He
If
did
it
kill
was me-
Kangaroo as well.
If it was me, I would have killed either Ryan or Kimball or Alan. Actually, I might have left Alan alive.
Who would kill Alan?
Yeah, let's get real. No one kills me after the first day.
I would have killed like Ryan before who died. Oh, Midi. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into
but-
like specific detail strats here, but I'm just saying Mini would not have been like I think my second day kill, and I think a lot of other people's second day kill. It's really
There's like at least 4 people that are worth killing over him. Like
I mean,
Kimball, Team, Ryan, Anshus. I think those all 4 people. They're very strong players.
Tim, the people
What
that
do you think? What do you think about the? Sorry, you go ahead.
the people that you said that you would have killed as Mafia, do you think those people are town?
I can't. I really feel uncomfortable with the definitive answer. The only thing I'm trying to say is Midi is a weird kill, and I'm going to think about that for a bit.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
who was Midi
It is a
trying-
really
who
weird
was
kill.
Yeah.
I think
Was he suspecting
Something to think
anyone?
about later on. Like maybe it's one of those pieces that doesn't make sense until you get all the edge pieces in.
Yeah,
Lit-
yeah.
I'm not seeing anything like conclusive. He wasn't going on. He went on TJ initially, and then he didn't vote on him when his vote would have like made the difference. So
Yeah, he
like
could
that
have
was his
just
only
flipped
contribution
it if he wanted.
that round. So I don't know.
Daniel, Daniel, why didn't you vote for Gary? What did you catch that we didn't? Because he clearly was down and we messed it up. So
I just thought it was town. Like it was just like I don't know. Sometimes it's hard for me to like articulate my reasons for like why I have reads on people. So it was a gut read. Yeah, I got rid of his town. Like even after like he spoke, I like the things that he said. Like he didn't want to vote on TJ because like he said my logic made sense. So like he was like obviously like thinking about like he was trying not to kill like town. I don't know. Like I just got like a towny vibe from him. If that makes sense. Like a towny mindset.
All right.
I know he was quiet the whole day and like he wasn't doing crap. Like, but I don't know. That was my read.
All right. It doesn't sound like anything's going on. This is fucking.
I've got a question.
Oh
I've got a
god
question.
damn it, Kiwi!
What? I got a question.
Go
So-
ask your fucking
Let him
question.
ask it.
So, Ryan, have you been taking notes?
Yes.
And have you got some shit to share about MIDI? Because I feel like this is a valuable piece of information. It sticks
Yeah.
out as a weird kill.
Let's
What have
see.
you got?
I've got that Midi's 2 biggest Mafia reads were Andy and Gary. Obviously, he was wrong about Gary. Andy, we still don't know. His 2 biggest town reads were TJ and Kiwi, he said. Those. I'll let you know if I have more, but that's what I have right now.
do you have anything, Tim? I know you're taking notes as well.
I actually am not taking notes, but out of the once Ryan said though, I guess I would put TJ, Andy, and Kiwi as people.
Yeah.
I'd be okay
Also,
with voting.
he did not vote to kill TJ. Obviously, he was in favor of TJ, and he did list him as his town, so that makes sense. But yeah,
So I kind of want to revisit the TJ. Like the TJ was a split vote, and TJ's like. So I was like kind of like thinking about like something he said yesterday. So TJ like initially read me as Mafia, but then he like made like a statement where he's like, so I wasn't afraid of like the MIDI pressure, but it was the Daniel pressure that made me feel like agitated. And like so it's like why does like if you think I'm Mafia, like why does me pressuring you like bother you at all? Something to note maybe. I don't know. Like it just rubbed me the wrong way. And then like after that vote, like okay, so after the vote he kept speaking up and like interjecting himself even though he was safe, which I liked. Like I liked that like his town, but that one thing he said like threw me off a little bit.
I mean, it was obvious that I was nervous, and I'm town. So I mean, I'm trying to give reason as to why that makes sense.
Kiwi.
Oh, sorry.
Mute. Then you can eat.
But like I think the reasons that you said were probably more or less correct, like psychologically. Though you putting the pressure on me probably made me more nervous than when Mini did it, and that's why, like, regardless of what I think of you as a read, I wasn't positive in it either way. Like, I just felt you were being quiet. That was like the basis of my read on you. So regardless, like, the pressure made me nervous.
So I want to talk about the TJ vote as well. As time is going on, TJ is feeling more towny to me. And so if we want to look at the people who voted to kill TJ,
it was 5, right?
It was 6.
It was 6.
It's 5 now because Carlton's dead. Those that are alive: Unctious, Tim, Kimball, High and Mighty, myself. Of those, the person that I find the most suspicious, and so did Midi, I think, would be High and Mighty. He voted to kill, and
I would echo that.
That's who I would look at right now.
I'm cool lynching in that circle. I'm cool lynching in the circle that I'm in. I'm okay with that. Let's do it.
Okay, so
lynch.
I mean, it's pretty easy to paint me out to be a lynch after he says that I'm Mafia. Like, I think it's a little obvious. Like, if I'm Mafia, like, do I kill someone who says, like, I'm the most suspicious to them? That doesn't really make sense. Also, Midi has what I like to call, like, blind faith in me in the late game, whereas, like, basically what I say, he'll just, like, look at me and just give me the heart and, like, go with it. Like, I wouldn't take that out of the game if I was Mafia, because I would plan to use that later on. I realize that you guys can think I'm suspicious now because of the way the votes have gone, you know, against Gary and all that. But that doesn't mean that I'm Mafia. I'm not Mafia.
And I'm not even calling
Honestly,
you Mafia. You just look the most suspicious of that group to me.
I mean, I understand, and I'm just speaking up so you can get a read on me and defend myself. I mean, I have really nothing to hide. I can give you my reads. I'm kind of suspicious of Unctious and Jason with an I right now. My vote on TJ, I feel more and more at this point that it was wrong. I kind of gave my reason why I voted on TJ, because he doesn't usually ping me as town day one, and that was something he did in this game. So I guess that at that point in time, but then he spoke up today and he put himself out there and was very calm, collected, and I just kind of let him as town. I also like Daniel's town right now, and that's about where I'm at.
So you have Daniel as town, and then who are your Mafia reads?
Jason with an I, and there's something off to me about Unctious. I don't like 100% saying that, like, obviously he's Mafia, whatever, but just there's something that I don't like going on there, I guess. He seems...
You said Unctious? Jason with an I and Unctious? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about me, or just piggyback on what TJ said? Because TJ was saying about me, and then you just went after you, and you're like, yeah, Jason.
Well, initially when TJ said it, I reiterated the point that I thought that you were kind of pushing in the wrong directions. Specifically, off the top of my head, I don't remember because it was super early day one, and I didn't think it was anything significant, but I just haven't gotten anything that says town to me off you since then.
The only thing that happened early game was when we were talking about how last game went, and then I said it's not worth discussing that. And then you saw that I was talking about not worth being discussed who died. I think that's the only thing you pinned on me early game. And after that, I mean, I don't see how you see me. How can I say this? I might, in your opinion, I might be going in the wrong direction, but at least I'm trying to move the town in a direction. I'm not sitting back and watching and hoping that the day goes by. I'm at least trying to see what happens and asking people questions and whatnot, or stating my reasons why I did this or why I did what. So, I mean.
Well, I mean, I don't want to argue with you like on who's been more active, because I don't think that really like says much when there's, I mean, other people that are playing the exact same way. I'm just saying that I thought you were a little suspicious. You can read that however you please, you know.
Unctious.
What do you got?
Thank God. Okay, so here's what's going on. I'm really fucking tired of the way we're playing this game. It's one person at a time. It's really slow. It's not very interesting, and I'm not really getting any reads off anybody, because when everybody has a chance to say their piece one at a time, nothing is ever revealed, and it's hard to keep track of everything that's going on. Because, you know, also somebody's fucking making it really obnoxious.
Can I interrupt you, people?
Or something. Somebody's making a beat. All right.
So anyway, Onward and continuing. Every time, in my experience, that High and Mighty calls me Mafia, it's because he's looking for an easy person to pin Mafia on. Everyone's always suspicious of me all the time, and that's what High and Mighty does. So,
if you think that you're an easy lynch right now over someone like Alan who has said like not much at all, like then you're not even focused, dude. Like,
no, I am absolutely focused. And I'll tell you why. Because I've tried to lynch Alan for the past fucking 12 weeks straight, and nobody ever does. People don't care about lynching quiet people. I am the person who cares about lynching quiet people. So shut the fuck up. So let's continue. When you call me Mafia, it means that you are. That's my only experience playing with you so far, and I've played with you probably like 3 or 4 different games. Like, dude, I'm unconvinced with you. There's nothing. We're not getting anywhere with this day. This day has been boring. Nothing has happened. I'm ready for lynching bitches, and I wouldn't mind if it was Andy.
Well, I would like to echo this. A lot of times we get in situations where like no one has any reads. There's no circles forming, things like that. It's the quiet people that are the Mafia.
It's Ryan that's Mafia.
Because Mafia's or MLG Ryuzilla, sorry. That could be Mafia too, but it's not just him. Like there's obviously 2 others, and Mafia's not having to do anything, right? What did we end up doing yesterday? Well, we couldn't figure out a lynch, so we lynched the quiet guy. Like, yeah, I had a decent read that he was town when I voted, but it was
TJ, stop your noises. Your noises
For real, man. Come on.
Wait, I don't know what I'm doing.
Mute your mic.
Mute your phone. You're not talking, just mute. Just mute. You're not talking, just mute it.
You don't have to be quite so aggressive.
It's so heated in here.
But yeah, nothing's happening, which means Mafia's not making any plays because we're not able to pull them out. Call them on bullshit. Okay?
I'm down. So here would be the plan is that, well, Andy has been quiet, like super quiet, right? So that means we would have to go on like Daniel and then Alan.
I mean, right? I disagree. I think Mafia did make plays because the only people that didn't vote for Gary were Carlton and Daniel, which are both probably town. So that means all of the Mafia voted for Gary.
Okay, no, that's really, I really agree with that. So I'm going to scratch Daniel off that list.
We should talk about the TJ vote as well.
Well, can we stay on this point though for a second though? So are you insinuating that the people that kept poking and pushing towards Gary throughout the day and eventually got him lynched, those are the ones that are Mafia? Because I don't have a clear list of those people.
It's
unfortunately.
That's everyone except for Daniel, though.
Yeah, right? It could be. So that the thing is, they can be included in that group.
I think, honestly, like, the only thing I really said about Gary was my 5-second read. And then a lot of shit happened. Like, a lot of times, my 5-second reads don't get piggybacked on like that, but they did this time.
It was Tim, I remember, because I accused him of that.
No, yeah, I called it on Gary, but...
Yeah. And I mean, I spoke out about him just describing his playstyle. It wasn't even, like, defending him. It was just describing, like, he's not always quiet. Sometimes he makes plays. And then I got pointed to for the rest of the day being like, oh yeah, and Kimball was defending Gary.
Well, that makes you look good now, if anything.
It does, but I mean, that's not what I was trying to do.
I think I would be okay with just killing Unctious or Andy.
I'd rather Andy over Unctious. Unctious brought the passion. I liked it.
I don't like either of those kills, honestly.
That's another great call, Daniel.
Okay. Well, what's weird is that you were just like piggybacking on me saying, yo, yeah, I'm with that. We should kill the quiet people. And then you fucking come after me right away. Like, what do you want? Like, what will make you happy, Shindigs? Do you want the quiet people or do you want somebody who called out the quiet people?
I want some coffee, but...
So I formal Andy or High and Mighty.
I'll second that because I don't like the way.
I'll second Andy. High and Mighty just did something. Wait, I'm gonna say something real quick. It's like accusation. High and Mighty just did something that's a kind of big tell for him. Like when you call him out as Mafia, he gets like sarcastic and sassy and like throws it back in your face. Like, so I just called him out right now, and he just was like, "You're a super genius, Daniel." Like he like does this all the time as Mafia. Like it's his move. Like. So I'm like sold on Unctious on High and Mighty right now as Mafia and accusation.
I mean, you know what? Last game when you were 100% sure of my tells, you were dead fucking right then, and you're obviously like, it's hard for me to not be sarcastic when you're so wrong. Honestly, like, I'm kind of frustrated because like I feel like I'm getting lynched right now because I'm going against the grain. If you guys don't like my reads, you know what?
Grade? What grade did you go against? You haven't done any grade. There's no grade. There is no grade in this town. There is bullshit in this town. There is nothing in this town right now. There is no grade to go against.
Reinstate the gold standard.
Unctuous, you're giving a great formal defense right now. I'd like to start mine. Thank you. Honestly, I didn't really notice anybody pushing against Unctuous and whatever. I guess I did kind of piggyback on TJ. If you guys really think that I'm Mafia, like I don't know what to say right now because I can't convince you. I've put myself out there. I have interjected. When we were questioning Gary, I asked him about his logic behind the sim thing. He offered up 0 Mafia reads. That made him a good lynch to me. I'm sorry. If you don't like it and you want to lynch me now because I've been trying to kill people in that position, sorry, that's how I play. If you don't like it, kill me right now. But guess what? I'm town.
Okay.
It's not even about Gary, it's about TJ.
So,
Kimble, what do you got?
What do you say my
two
name for?
Mafia reads are Unctuous and Jason. Is that correct?
I thought they were both suspicious. Yeah.
Who's in
That's
your
what I
town
have.
circle?
Yeah.
I said that I questioned Gary because I liked Shindig's defense. In particular, I thought that he gave a really good town vibe when he did it.
People that are alive. 2 people that are alive.
Okay, Tim and Daniel, I guess, would be
Tim
my
and Daniel?
two. Yeah.
Okay.
Even though Daniel is completely stone cold 1,000% wrong about me right now, and that's okay because I can rub it in his face later that he has no clue how to read me.
I want to hear from TJ because you're the other person that plays with him.
Yeah.
frequently,
Okay. So
can you shed some light?
yeah. So I said from day one that I thought that based on Annie's on High and Mighty's early play, that I felt like he was town. Based on his interactions like throughout the day, I agreed that I thought he was town. I didn't think that this was a good formal. However, I see Daniel's point. Like this is how Andy does act when he gets pressured. However, I've seen him, I've watched him in Codesk games, and I feel like when he's formaled in a Codesk game, his behavior changes a little bit. He often gets more aggressive than he normally would in one of our games. So I'm not exactly sure how to look into it.
Well, I should be more aggressive because these people will actually lynch me when I'm town, whereas people in our games can actually think to not do it at that point in time.
Or they're gullible at that point. One or the other.
Okay.
I didn't like his read on Unctuous, but I'll say before his formal, he was leaning town, and after the formal, at this point, I say I'm on the fence.
What do you think about his read on Tim?
What? On Tim? I don't know. I'm on the fence with Tim right now. I'm not sure.
I don't think you can ask about Tim.
Okay.
No offense.
Okay. No.
Andy voted on.
Tim's more interested
honestly,
in chat than this defense right now.
If you guys think that I'm mad because I'm Mafia, no, it's I'm mad because I hate to get lynched, and I am town, so this is double whammy. I don't know. There's nothing else I can really say. I know that the way this game's gone, you're going to be suspicious of me.
I got one question. I got one question for you, Andy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you said that you think that Daniel is Mafia now.
No.
I thought. Yeah, you did.
He put him in town. He put him in his town.
He said town.
Okay, I guess I misheard you then.
No. Yeah.
He said Daniel and Tim were town.
Yeah.
His two Mafia reads are Jason and Unctuous.
Didn't Tim formal him? Or was
Andy? No.
Who enacted the formal?
I second.
Okay, sorry.
I formed with Andy. So Andy voted on TJ, and he voted on Gary. That's a little bit of evidence against them. Plus, I don't know. I just got to read. I think this is a good lynch.
You got to read last time. Your read was wrong. I explained why I made both votes. This is a bullshit lynch. Honestly, if you guys vote for this, that's just a bad play.
It's no more bullshit than any other lynch right now. We can literally kill anybody, and we will have as much information.
I think it's pretty clear that you want to kill me, Unctuous.
Dude, I don't care who we kill. I just think that I can't read you, and people follow you when you don't say anything at all, and I'm just frustrated with it. And honestly,
I'm sorry that made you salty in your heart, Unctuous.
No, dude, it's not you. It's everybody in this game right now. Nobody's saying shit. I'm going against the grain. What fucking grain is no grain?
Guys.
Shut up, everyone.
Oh my God.
All right. If there's nothing more productive
host,
today, we are going to go to votes on High and Mighty /
Do not kill me. I am town.
All right. We are voting. If you want to vote, please put your hand in front of your camera. We are voting in 3, 2, 1. Vote, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Andy, you are dead. And we are going to sleep. Neil, running commercials.
Running ads and fixing the store's ergo overlay error.
Okay, great.
Phil even smiles when he's mod.
Kind of have to now. You guys call me out when I'm Mafia on not smiling, so now I always have to smile. It's kind of the way things are. I would like to reconfirm something in the chat. A few people have been saying that I'm Mafia, and I would like to affirm that I am indeed the mod, and I'm not Mafia, and I'm not Town, I'm not Cop, I'm not the G. I'm the mod. I'm above everyone. All right, we are all here, so we could wake up. Guys wake up and you walk out into the town and you find a body. It's been strangled with a Steel Series Siberia headphones. Daniel, you are dead. Next to the body is a very strange body because you flip it over and you realize, oh my gosh, it's Artosis. And he's been stabbed with a StarCraft 2 CD. But it's not Artosis, it's TJ.
Fancy that.
Okay,
All right.
well, wow.
Hey, we're back to normal Wednesday, people. That's
Wow.
crazy.
I feel like I'm 10 weeks
well,
back on time. or 15 weeks back on time.
At least this game makes sense now.
All right, so I had a crazy thought.
Hold on. I'm Vigilante. I shot TJ.
Okay.
Do not know whether or not to believe, but I'm mostly on your side. Okay, next.
We believe it for now.
Did Alan vote for TJ first round?
I
no.
didn't.
No, he did not.
I did not
He would have been
because
the
I
deciding vote.
both Mitty and Daniel were defending him, so and I bought it because they know him the best. So I did. But then when High and Mighty, he didn't really defend him, and then he like randomly voted, right? So I was starting to look at that, and then killed High and Mighty. I was pretty sure that he was Mafia, and then still TJ was like, "Well, I don't really have a lead either way on High and Mighty." Like it was for me. That was like.
Why would High and Mighty have voted for TJ?
I want to know who voted for. I want to know who voted for High and Mighty.
I'll tell you. Give me.
I didn't.
I did not.
I did.
Here are the people who did not vote for High and Mighty: Kimball, Kiwi, TJ,
And High and Mighty.
High and Mighty.
and Alan.
Wait, who
Yesterday.
Did,
I didn't
Alan,
vote
did you
for TJ.
not? I didn't have you.
I did
Okay.
not. I did not vote for TJ.
No, not TJ.
No,
High and Mighty yesterday.
High and Mighty.
Oh,
High and Mighty.
I
Sorry.
did.
Okay, so okay, I had the list right. Kimball, Kiwi, TJ.
Okay, so I had a crazy thought, and I was mulling it over in my head at the end of the day while we were voting. But Alan has cleared that thought of any possibility, assuming he's a Vigi. My thought was that what if we actually did reduce skill power, but there was a Vigi shot on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Who were the two people that died?
TJ and Daniel.
Not tonight. The night before.
Carlton and Mittens.
Carlton and Mittens. If someone had Vigi shot Mitty because they thought he was being suspicious. But that's.
You know, that's actually weird because I wasn't thinking of the Vigi shot on Mittens. I was wondering if it could have been a Mafia kill because with the very early ping onto, was it TJ?
Yeah.
That they might have thought that could have been like a
dangerous
cop push or like dangerous. I don't know, but
yeah,
that does make sense. And I think
But
if
if-
you
The only
did
way
get,
the only way that would work is if like the people that died, one of the two people that died last night was really Vigi, and Alan is fake claiming.
right. But that couldn't be possible because there's 2 kill power. So
On both
there
nights,
would have had to
yeah.
have been only 1 kill power for yesterday for that, unless
And-
Vigi shot Mitty and Mafia killed Mitty, but that wasn't in my consideration.
well,
Or if Mafia double stacked last night.
so just like in terms of what we do today, assuming Alan's Vigi, like we still have to treat it.
We're still Lilo.
All right, does
It's still
Alan
lying.
fake claim ever? I don't remember.
No,
I don't think so.
no, he doesn't.
I only fake claim medic as town.
I think we leave Alan. Like Alan cannot be a lynch target today.
Yes,
Like
I agree.
If
I mean,
Alan Alan is Vigi, then does that mean that there's 2 Mafia and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Well,
7,
there potentially could
2
be
on
3
5.
if
TJ
they
could have been a Mafia kill
If
too.
TJ
though.
was
Like,
Mafia, then
if
it's
they-
is
Mafia.
TJ a likely Mafia kill? That's what we should also consider.
yeah, that's what we need to ask ourselves.
And worst case scenario, I mean,
I
don't
think
know
he
if
was
it's
playing
worth-
townish. To be honest with you, like I think he was on like my town radar.
Just gonna put one more point before we move on. I don't know if it's worth to consider or not, but Mafia might have done what Mafia did last game in this double stack on the other guy that died.
On Daniel.
On Daniel, yes, double stack Daniel to make look like we killed a Mafia, and then Alan got the shot on the other guy.
Ryan,
there
tell me
might
all
be
your.
three.
Oh, go ahead. Finish your thought. I'm sorry.
That's it. It's just
Two
there
to
might
five. Two to
the
five.
worst scenario if you really want to think
Mafia
about it.
Mafia did that last game because Neil came out as fake cop.
Ryan, tell me all your thoughts in the current game.
Okay, I have a ton of stuff written down. Give me like 5 minutes to formulate where I think these notes go. And get back to me.
Can I ask you about what you think without your notes?
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to do that then.
Okay, my biggest scummy read is probably on Tim.
I agree with that.
I'd like to go back to my notes and reconfirm because I'd like to look at voting patterns and things, but without them, Tim is my biggest one.
Do you have a second? Tim's your biggest one. Who's after that?
Maybe Kiwi? Or maybe you. One of those two.
I would like to point out, so while I was doing this possible Vigi thing in my head, that if that was the case and it was a Vigi shot on MIDI, that my two most favored Mafia at that point would have been Ryan and Daniel, just because he came out as, if Greg was Town, then Carlton and Daniel were both pro-Town for not voting him. Therefore, Daniel must be Town because he's still alive. If we think that that's not a possibility, and Alan's Vigi, so that rare case doesn't happen, the fact that Daniel died makes me feel a lot happier about Ryozilla because he was very much pro Daniel is Town last game.
Kiwi, who are your top two right now?
Top two Mafia?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
The way I'm going about it is I'm kind of narrowing it down. My top two would probably be Tim and Jason. I've had this weird thing about Ryan from the start. Day one, I kind of had a feel about Kimball. Like, he kind of irked me, but it's not still there. And, like, ever since Alan said, like, he said 2 words on day one, like, I got, like, the super strong Town read from him. So I don't know. I believe his claim.
Jason with an I. I want to know where you stand on the entire situation right now.
Yeah, I was going to say something before you asked me. I was going to say something about what Kimball just said. I was thinking while Q was talking that I really think we got Mafia on High and Mighty, Andy. And first of all, there's 2 possibilities right now. Either Alan got super lucky and it's faking while the other guy, DJ, was actually vigilante and shot I'm confused with people
Why
that
would he
died.
shoot Daniel?
This guy,
Your Skype logs.
new guys.
Your Skype logs.
I'm not sure it makes sense for Alan to have come out of
just,
vigilante at the time that he did.
Like all these new people that died together. So like, yeah, but I know it's weird, but the only other possibility is if one of the guys shoot themselves during the night. You know what I mean?
They're not allowed to do that.
There could also be 3 Mafias.
No.
There could be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I really think that I got time either though. That's why, like I said, we always have to take worst case scenario. But apart from that,
what I'm saying is, I don't think it makes sense for Alan if he was I don't think it makes sense for Alan to have come out as vigilante if he was Mafia at the time that he did.
Worst case scenario is there's 3 Mafia, Alan's vigilante, and they shot the same target, and so then there's still 2 kill powered. That's
worst case scenario.
Or Alan's one of them and he's faking Vigi because half the people are dead and it's a toss up. But
all right, Tim, I think you and Kimball are the only people that I didn't ask directly for your reads. Tim, who are your top 2?
I would like to expand if you don't mind on the Alan thing. Like, so
Can I ask you who your top 2 Mafia reads are first, before, and then I want you to talk as much as you want to, but I want to know right off the bat before you go into a huge logic who your top 2 Mafia reads are right now.
Kimball. Kiwi. But then I'm gonna cheat and just say also along those lines as Unctious and maybe Ryan. Anyway, so correct me if I'm wrong, but if there are 3 Mafia left and Alan is one of them, could he have just came out and just said he was Vigi? Because right now he's off the chopping block. There's no way we
Kimball
can
said that.
OJ. Huh?
Kimball said that. Kimball
Okay,
just said that, I think.
I didn't catch that.
Didn't you, Kimball?
Yes.
I thought he says if there were 3 and then Alan also shot the same person. So
No,
I'm
that
not
was
sure
what
if he
Ryan said.
Ryan said that, and Kimball said just what you said, that there might be just, he's Mafia. Then Anshul said that he doesn't think that, no way that Alan would come out as VG right now if he was Mafia. He doesn't think it's...
Yeah, that's a risk. It's like a good play, but it's a risk. But it paid off if it worked.
I don't know, like...
Are you happy with what Tim said? Or, Tim, are you done talking?
I'm really okay. So here's like the uncertainty factor for me is like anytime town is messed up, like it's usually Ryan, and I know that's silly, but like that heuristic has always mostly never let me down, but I never push on it.
I mean, people said that two games ago tonight, and I was town.
Okay.
Ryan and Tim, you both said the same people, right?
I said Kiwi and Kimball. I don't know.
And Unctuous, right?
I said Unctuous as like a cheat vote because he won the top 2.
That's,
but yeah,
that's the same as what Ryan said, right?
I don't know.
Ryan, you've had enough time, I imagine, to go over your notes. Can you tell me what you've gathered from them?
Yeah, I think probably the most telling piece of evidence we have is the TJ vote. I think that the people that voted yes, there's 4 question marks, probable Mafia, and a definite town. I think one of the other Mafia is in that vote.
All right, who were the question marks?
Let's just go. Let's do that.
Unctuous, Tim, Kimball, myself. The only thing that's weird about that is I'm still skeptical on Kiwi.
Tim didn't vote for TJ?
I did.
No, this is yes votes.
These are people who voted for.
Yes, Tim voted for TJ.
Correct.
I mean, it is a possibility. It is a possibility that we killed a Mafia last night, and then Alan
killed
shot.
2 of our picks correctly.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, Alan shot because so this is the weird thing from the TJ vote, Ryan, is I felt like I got a good town circle between everyone who voted, and then like I actually counted people who didn't vote as well, just because I felt they were a bit better. So
you said you got a town circle on what?
The people who voted. So the people who voted, I was like, all right, let's just stick these guys in my town circle. Like I wasn't really thinking. I'm like, let's just sort them in.
You
here.
put high and mighty in there?
Yeah, at the time. So I did it really quick and dirty. I was like, all right, let's stick these guys in here, and then like I just looked at the actual names. I'm like, okay, I want to take this guy out and take this guy out. And what it turned out was pretty much splitting it between new people who I thought were suspicious, which I thought High and Mighty was the most suspicious from that group, so I like immediately took him out, and then also TJ obviously, and then Daniel. I don't know. I think I have a bias against him because he's so quiet.
Wait, so you're saying you had a town circle between me, Unctuous, Kimball, and Carlton?
Yeah, really.
That was your
on.
town circle.
Yeah, really early on, and then like I've been like sifting through the entire game.
And so who's left? What's your town circle now?
I mean, based off the events that happened in the game, it would just be like, well, obviously myself, you.
All right, my instinct is
that's kind of like it because Unctuous and Kimball like just flew up on the radar for me past couple of days.
The people that I'm like, my instinct and my gut is telling me super hard to like seriously worry about Bregor and Kimball and Jason with an eye.
So I haven't given my reads. So and I've kind of been a little quiet. Like later in yesterday. At the beginning of the day, my most suspicion was on Tim. He's just been playing a little bit weird. And he's kind of been like, he doesn't really talk, and then when he does, he's just like aggro, like let's just kill like Gary and whoever else. But my suspicion has changed quite a bit because Ryan's like, give me 5 minutes to compile my notes, right? And then he comes out with the best I've got is that we should still be thinking about the people who voted day one for TJ. Okay. I don't understand why that's important anymore, but if he doesn't have any connections or like, those aren't your normal notes.
They are actually. I always look
Dichotomy
I look at day one notes when there's a split vote, even amounts of people voting. That's the biggest telling thing of where the Mafia are, one side or the other. That's almost always when I find the Mafia.
All right, Kimball
So
was
I
in
disagree.
the asshole list. Which list was Kimball in?
Kimball is in the yes vote.
Okay, I'll kill Kimball. I'm ready. I formal Kimball.
No.
Calm down, just calm down.
That's not happening.
Why? What have I done?
Okay. There are a lot of people pushing on Kimball, and it's weird to me that Ryan and Tim had the exact same reads. Personally,
You're going robotic over here.
You're breaking up super bad, dude.
Gary, he's like the first one to
Start over, Alan. You said some. Just
start
start
again.
over.
The only thing I got out of it is that sound really weird.
Alan, you're frozen.
Yeah, there was a lot of people pushing on Kimball this round.
You're frozen. Go ahead. Just start all the way over.
Oh, he's gone.
I'll just turn off the video. Whatever. Ryan, Unctious, and Tim all said Kimball, which I didn't agree with. I especially didn't like that Ryan and Tim had the exact same reads on the exact same three people. It was kind of weird to me. My personal read on Kimball was that he was down because he defended Gary like right off the bat. When pretty much like everyone was trying to get him lynched, and he ended up being down. So to me, that was like the most pro-town move out of everyone.
I just want to say I'm not going on to Kimball. I'm simply defending myself from what he's saying. My biggest read is still on Tim. He has been going off of me based on when I started with the Gary read early in day one, and now he's going with the same thing I'm saying now. So Tim is my biggest.
What happened?
I
It
would
was
like to
just
ask
me and
Unctious
Kimball.
why I'm on your radar.
Ryan, I thought you were just saying Kimball and I were your biggest read.
No, remember when Unctious said, Ryan, who do you think? And I said Tim, and then I said I listed the people on the list.
Tim was the very first person that.
And then I said Kiwi.
That's the first person said.
I said Kiwi's the one person who didn't vote yes that I'm suspicious of, but Tim is still my biggest.
I remember because immediately after he said that, like Tim was the one who was kind of on my radar at that point. So I was like, all right, that kind of lends a little bit of credibility to Ryan. But the reason I was willing to try to call formal on Jason or on Kimball was because I kind of wanted to see what happened. I didn't think that there was any way that a vote would pass, but I really wanted more concrete information as opposed to everybody in this like cycle, because we do have like a cycle going on, right? Like people, there's this weird like everyone's blaming each other in this disgusting bicycle wheel pattern. So I was okay with trying to find out more information, and then nobody went with it, which is just frustrating.
So maybe I'm not getting this and I'm being stupid, but wasn't Ellen just saying that you, Unctious, and Tim were kind of pinging Kimball? I thought
he did say that, and he was confused. I was saying I was being misrepresented. Kimball said that I looked suspicious. I was defending myself from Kimball, but I was not calling Kimball Mafia.
So your biggest two reads were Tim and
Tim, of the people who voted yes, Tim and Unctious, and then you are my biggest who did not vote yes.
Okay.
And then Unctious turns around and tries to formal me.
Yeah, because dude, I wanted to see what happened. That's not that
said anything against me yet, so
well, dude, that's
where's
not
that
that
coming
crazy.
from?
Yeah, I told you just now, dude. It's not that crazy. We have this ridiculous bicycle wheel fashion, so you need to make something happen because we're still in the same place, kind of that we were yesterday, where nothing's actually getting done. Like we're talking a lot, and like
so formal Jason or something, because like several people
no,
have said
dude,
that they didn't
fuck
like
you.
it. Like,
you don't get to choose who I formal to figure out how some shit's gonna go down. We're all in a bicycle wheel fashion right now. Like there's things going from every person at like from two different directions for pretty much every single person. So it didn't matter who it was. Kimball, you shouldn't feel insulted that I formaled you. I wanted to see what happened.
How do you feel about what I was saying about Ryan's reads?
Go ahead.
Can you repeat what you were saying about Ryan's reads?
Yeah, that's the last thing that was constructively said, like, before we started forming. How do you feel about, like, the fact that he needed 5 minutes and all he comes out with is the same, like, the TJ votes, and that's it?
I don't like it, but I wouldn't kill him this round.
That makes me want to formal Tim.
Why?
I think voting patterns are strong.
That's the middle. Well, that's the middle ground that everyone always takes. Like, yeah, here's this. Like, when you're Mafia and you want to like keep one of your other Mafia bros from dying, you don't want to like align yourself very, very highly with them. So you say, you know what? Yeah, he's a little bit suspicious, but you know he's not my first lynch.
Yeah, Tim, I want to hear why you want to kill Kimball.
Honestly, it's just like coin flip gut read on Kimball I've had through the whole game. He hasn't done a lot. Like Kimball's right. He hasn't done a lot aside from voting that tips me off. So the only thing I have to go off of him is just like him sitting there.
Why is he your first read?
Because I wouldn't kill Ryan. I wouldn't kill Jason. I wouldn't kill you. I definitely wouldn't kill Kiwi. I wouldn't.
But you said Kiwi was the second one.
Yeah, I thought you said you would kill him.
He's my second one, but like I wouldn't.
But you wouldn't kill him, but he's your second choice.
I really want to kill Tim. I'm down with Tim. I'm down with Tim.
Formal Tim.
Second.
Tim has been formal.
Well, it's a big mistake. You're just reading way too deep into what I'm saying right now. I just say I would rather kill Kimball over Kiwi, and you didn't even let me finish. I'd say earlier in the game I said I was suspicious of Unctuous, and I don't know if I'd be okay with killing him this round. He would just get really angry and stuff. So whatever. I think Kimball's kind of best thing. I just feel good about killing Kimball. Like seeing him die would just give me really warm fuzzy feelings. That's like the only person I can say that about out of everyone here. And I think that's kind of better than everything else that we've.
Well, I'm not gonna let anyone kill Kimball, so that's not happening.
Okay, well that's fine. I didn't know you felt that strongly for Kimball. I really didn't. So I guess the last thing is, you really shouldn't kill me. I am Town. I hope I've been showing that, even though haven't been playing the most pro Town, that I am just Town. Like if I was Mafia, I'd be panicking a bit right now. I think Mafia's just dragging it out at the moment, and that's because I think we're tapping the right people. If we weren't tapping the right people, they would just jump on someone, and I think that person is me. I don't think it makes sense to kill me at all, and you're gonna kill a townsperson. But if there's only two, I'm scared that there's 3 left. But there was only 2 or 1 left, then fine. I would just say I feel like Unctuous is getting off the hook. Bragor, I just never trust in a situation like this. But I am using him for information. And Kiwi, I mean, the Australian guy died. I mean, come on, that seriously has to mean something. That has to mean something. I'm sorry.
You're fucking with me, right?
All right. Anyway, that's my defense. So speak with your votes, but I'd rather not die.
Okay. If the game does, once this goes through, and if I'm dead, don't kill Kimball, please. That's okay.
All right. We are voting on Tim
Why shouldn't we
Shindigs.
kill Kimball?
We are voting on Tim Shindigs. If you'd like to vote, please put your hand in front of your camera. We are voting in 3, 2, 1. Please vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tim Shindigs, you are dead. And congratulations, Town. The game is over. You have lost. Mafia have won.
Oh, that's frustrating.
I was looking at Jason the whole time. He had this sly little like grin just creeping up and creeping up.
Jason, Alan, and Kiwi.
Oh, weird.
What?
Alan was definitely.
Who is the third one?
Ryan.
Kiwi's like, what?
I don't know. That's just a guess.
GG dudes. I need to go to bed.
That was a sick Vigi play, man. That was a sick fake Vigi. I like that.
That was awesome, Alan.
Yeah,
that was well done by Alan. Alan doesn't take claim. That was a solid spot.
You want to stack, double stack.